As we just passed through the halfway mark of the course, we are in Oakledge Park, and we are heading towards the northern side of the park, where we will enter the bike path, the Island Line Bike Trail. We're going to stay to the left of the fork, and then we're going to enter the bike trail. Now the next couple of miles of this course are on the bike trail, and they continue what the last few miles of this course have been, which is flat and fast. Lake Champlain is going to be on the left-hand side. Nice views. Now again, you're going to be tempted to pick up the pace on the course at this point, and I'm going to caution you to stay within yourself and stay within your pace. After the next mile and a half on this bike trail, we are going to be faced with the toughest hill on the course. A very difficult hill climbing up to Battery Park. So again, this is the time, once you cross through the halfway mark of the course, I would even scale it down a little bit until you get over that hill, just to prepare yourself. So as we continue on the bike trail, it's a really cool trail to run on. I'm going to go over a couple little bridge crossings, which I think are always cool in any road race. Go over these little bridges. And cross through mile 14. Nice steady pace for the next mile or so. Stay within yourself. You want to make sure you can get over that hill intact so you can take advantage of the last few miles of this course. Now the last 4.5 miles of this course are actually on the bike trail, and this is how you will finish out the race, but coming in the opposite direction. And the race finishes at Waterfront Park. So you really want to hopefully keep your legs intact until those last 4.5 miles, and that's the time where you could pick up the pace if you have anything left. And you know you have a nice flat finish to this course. You just got to get over the next little hilly, the big hill coming up, and then a section of rolling hills before the last stretch on the bike trail. There's going to be a couple of forks coming up. We're going to stay to the right at each fork, and again, it'll be clearly marked. Nice views of the harbor on the left-hand side. There's going to be another fork coming up here. Again, we're going to just stay to the right. Now we're approaching Maple Street. We're going to take a right on Maple and leave the bike trail. We're going to have a short but quick uphill, and then a quick left onto Battery Street. As soon as you take this left on Battery Street, you can see the biggest challenge of the day right in front of you. This is a half-mile long hill, and it is very tough. Pace yourself up the hill, and just know in the back of your mind that once you get up this hill, the toughest challenge of the day is over. And the hill ends at the lights, where you're going to take a left into Battery Park. Now, if you're running the relay, you're going to take a right and go through the middle of the park. If you're running the marathon, you're going to continue to the left on this path. Now, once you're in this park, it's going to still go slightly uphill, but it flattens out quite a bit. If you have time, take a look to the left. You can see beautiful views. Some cannons on the left. Nice park to run through. Catch your breath. And as we exit out the northern side of the park, we're just going to go straight ahead onto North Avenue. Okay, now we're going to enter a part of the course with a lot of rolling terrain, but no major climbs. That climb up to Battery Park is the toughest on the course, and that is now behind you. So as we continue up North Avenue, just going to have to deal with some rolling climbs. Some of them are a little bit tough, but you also have some nice downhills as well, like right here. Have a nice downhill. Burlington High School is going to be on the left-hand side. Then we go into a gradual uphill. cross through mile 17. Now there's a couple of stretches on this course where we're actually going to take a left into a neighborhood and then run through the neighborhood and then come back to North Avenue. The first one of these is right here on Lakewood as we take this left on Lakewood Parkway. We're basically going to do a big circle around the entire neighborhood and then we're going to come back right to where we just were. So this does break up the course just a bit as we run through a couple of really nice neighborhoods. Again, no hills through this course, just some gentle inclines and declines on this part of the course. Again, one of my favorite parts of this course is all the different terrain changes, how we go from downtown and Church Street to the bike trail, to a little bit of off-road sections, quiet neighborhoods, busy streets. A lot of different terrain changes on this course. Keep you interested and make this course very interesting. Now as we cross through mile 18, we're going to head back out the way we came, back out onto North Avenue. And then we're going to take a left and continue heading north on North Avenue. We're only on here for a short stretch because now we're going to take a quick left into Leddy Park Road. This was a beautiful road to run on. Trees lining both sides as we head towards the park. Nice and flat through this section. We're going to bear the left up here. And now it actually starts going downhill. This is a really nice part of the course. Nice downhill section through here. Now as we come towards the bottom of the hill, we're going to bear to the right. And this was another interesting part of the course. We're actually going to run through the top part of this parking lot with the Leddy Park Arena is actually on the left-hand side. And we're going to run straight into the woods and run on a path for a very short stretch as we cross through mile 19. So we're going to run straight into the woods, and it's just a short stretch on this path, but we're off-road. It was a nice path. A little bumpy, but it was a nice path to run on. And we're actually going to go run right out this gate, and we're going to go back we're going to go head right into a residential neighborhood. So that was another interesting part of the course, and now we're actually in another neighborhood, another street up on North Avenue. So we're just going to work our way through this neighborhood. Yeah, nice and flat through here. A couple of quick turns. Now there is some slight inclines in these neighborhoods, but again, no major hills and nothing even really to say it's a rolling hill. Really, other than a couple of rolling hills on North Avenue, after you get up that huge hill heading up to Battery Park, this course is really pretty flat, which you would not expect with a marathon course in Vermont. So again, as we head towards the end of the road, we're going to take a left back onto North Avenue and continue heading up North Avenue. Now, as we continue up North Avenue, there are no more turns on the course until we hit the bike trail. And there's really no uphills of any kind. There's actually a really nice downhill right before the bike trail. So if you've reached this part in the course, hopefully you're feeling good. You are home free. It's basically flat or downhill the remainder of the course. Absolutely incredible finish to this course. This is a marathoner's dream. So as we continue to work our way up North Avenue, we're going to come over the top here and we're going to have a very fast downhill. It's not overly long, but it's a good downhill. Then it just flattens out. And as we work our way through this little wooded section, we're going to take a left and we're going to be on the bike trail again. Now once you get on the bike trail, you're pretty quickly going to pass through mile 22. And then you know the last 4.2 miles are on this bike trail, right to Waterfront Park. Lake Champlain is now going to be on your right-hand side. Now I've actually cut out some of the footage on the bike trail for the next 4 miles. It's very repetitive and there was a few bumpy sections, at least for a bike when you're trying to film. But it's the same terrain that you see here, all the way to Waterfront Park. So just continue with a nice steady pace. There are no hills in this section for the remaining part of the course at all, and you are just on the bike trail for the remaining miles of this course. Just a perfect ending to a great race. Of course, if you're hurting, you still have 4 miles to run on the bike trail, but at least you won't have to go up hills. You should be able to, hopefully you have some legs left and you can keep some type of a pace going on this flat terrain. You have the dog park on your right-hand side as we continue down the bike trail. There's a couple of road crossings on the bike trail, but again, not an issue during the race. And actually, we're kind of heading back the way we the bike trail, we're running parallel to North Avenue. North Avenue is on our left-hand side now, as we head back kind of the way we came, in this opposite direction. And again, the Island Line Bike Trail is a beautiful place to run. You'll see breaks in the tree line on the right-hand side. You can see the lake. Then other parts of the trail are heavily wooded. Now we're coming up on the Leddy Park Arena, which is now going to be on our right-hand side. If you remember, at mile 19, we ran through the parking lot a little bit to our left. Now we're heading back in the opposite direction. So we cross through mile 24. Now the trail is very well maintained. There's not even really that many sections of potholes or broken pavement. It was really a well-maintained bike path. We cross through mile 25 coming up. You know you only have 1.2 miles to go. Now the last quarter mile of this course is one of my favorite finish lines of all the races that I've filmed. Just an incredible run along the bike path, right along the water, and then you actually run on the grass for the final 1/10 of a mile. Just an incredible finish to this course. It's definitely one of my top finishes to any race that I've seen. Again, we continue down the bike path, closing in on Waterfront Park. You can almost see it in the distance. Now as we come towards the end right here, we're going to go to the left just a bit. You can see the outline of the bike trail. We're going to go to the left and then go to the right, and then you're going to be able to see the finish line in the far distance. You're going to cross through mile 26. And up here, we're actually going to stay to the right. We're not going to continue on the bike path. We're going to go right along the water, and you're going to enjoy one of the most fantastic finishes to any race. Okay, so we're just going to work our way around right along the water. And then we're actually going to cut in right next to the Waterfront Park sculpture. And we're going to run on the grass right to the finish. What an incredible finish to this race. Thank you for viewing the race at viewtherace.com.